What if your girl let another nigga hit it? Would you accept it or would you cry like a bitch? You probably try to kill her then kill yourself, saying she wasn't real but you ain't real yourself. Cause you knew she was a hoe when you met her, but the pussy's so good you just wanted it forever. And it hurts you to know another nigga got it, but tell me dog, what could you do to stop it? Nothing. That's Nosferatu. Alright, y'all, we're closing the year off kind of strong here, man. Got some bangers dropping in the month of December 2024 coming to an end, and making my last rounds here, saying goodbye to 2024. I should have my best and worst of the year. Probably first week in January, because I'm on a mission to watch as many movies this year as I possibly can. And so far, I think I broke my own personal best record. Thanks to Letterboxd, I can keep track of every single movie I've watched, 2024 and older releases that I haven't seen. So, Nosferatu, directed by your boy Robert Eggers, my favorite director. Psych, I'm kidding. I don't fuck with him. What he did, The Northman, hated it. What else he did? The Witch, hated it. So Nosferatu, I'm like, all right, this is based off of the silent film 1922, the first vampire movie, I'm assuming, right? And I did my part. I watched the 2022 one, the OG. Nosferatu was on Tubi. Watched it for free. And that was probably the longest hour and 22 minutes of my life. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm not used to watching silent movies, so the whole reading the dialogue and then watching the movie and then But the vampire itself, Count Urlock, however you say his name, Nosferatu, that motherfucker look creepy. This is 1922, so I'm pretty sure he scared everybody's socks off. So now, here we go, 2024. How does it measure up to the OG? Right off rip, I gotta say, this was definitely an easier watch than the OG, and it did take a lot from that movie. So because of this version, I was able to understand more of the older version, because a lot of that shit was going over my head. I didn't know what was going on. So this 2024 version really simplified it for me, and I'm like, okay, I understand kind of what's going on now, but some of it still doesn't make sense. I'm kind of conflicted on this movie because a part of me is like, damn, this shit was shot so well. The production, top tier. All right, this is like, some movies I'd be like, okay, this belongs on Netflix or Hulu. No, this belongs on the big screen. This is cinema. All right, as Martin Scorsese would say. Even the acting, the performances, like, this shit went from looking like a classic Universal monster movie, right? And then it goes from that to Shakespeare in Transylvania with the I just must kiss bus, that Shakespeare shit. And then at some point it becomes a comedy, okay? And I'm gonna explain the comedy part in a minute. So this film was very effective in a lot of ways, but then I found myself eventually getting very bored. I found myself not really connecting with any of the characters. And then even the vampire himself, who he had, his introduction was cool because they kind of had him blurred out, but you would see like his hand, you would see the back of his head, and you would hear his voice. His voice was very creepy, by the way, played by Bill Skarsgård. His voice was very creepy. I said, okay. This is gonna be a memorable vampire. All right, for once, here we go. And then they showed his face, and I'm like, dog, what's up with the Steve Harvey mustache? The first time I saw the mustache, I was like, okay, that's probably only temporary. I guess as a disguise, maybe he's gonna take that off. Like, no, he kept that Steve Harvey shit throughout the movie, and it was so thick you couldn't see the fangs, man. I'm like, dog, the Nosferatu signature is the pointy two front teeth. You couldn't see that shit because the mustache was covering up. Like, matter of fact, when I looked at him, right, in his form, and he does have a menacing presence, like he was tall and shit, and but his face reminded me, you ever see that movie, you ever see House 2? The bad guy from House 2. I'm gonna put a picture up, I'm gonna let you do a comparison. Tell me I'm tripping, y'all. Tell me I ain't tripping. That's your boy from House 2, man. So when they would show him, it was hard to take him seriously as a threat, because I kept seeing the thing from House 2, and I kept saying, man, shave that shit off your face, bruh. Shave it off your face. You're probably saying the same thing about my beard, but I'm keeping my beard. It keeps me looking young. But shave that shit off your face, nigga. That shit, yeah. So now you're saying, well, Rashad, how is it a comedy? I'm gonna tell you how it's a comedy. Because once I really got the gist of the story, I said, this is a cautionary tale about simping, okay? I know a thing or two about simping. Some of my most passionate reviews came from my experience on being a simp. And I recognize a simp. Real recognize real, nigga. So when I saw that the Nicholas Hoult character, I think his name was Thomas, all right, his whole thing was he has to go find you because he's a real estate guy. So he's got to find your boy Nosferatu because he wants to buy a house up in his hood. But he has to travel a long way to get to this motherfucker. And first of all, I'm like, yo, how do you even get to this? You get to his house. You see this creepy ass dude with these fucking fingernails and shit. They got the Steve Harvey Richard Pryor mustache. And he talks like fucking Wishmaster. And you're sitting there doing business with him, bro. I would have got my black ass out of there so fast, man. That movie would have been over in like 15 minutes. Done. Hey, not to mention, I forgot about that gay shit he did to him earlier, too, when he bit him in the chest. I understand that's what vampires do, they bite, but come on, man. Yo, he was dry humping him there a little bit. Yo, that's worth a fade there by itself. So he's selling the house to your boy, Nosferatu, and not knowing that this vampire already imprinted on his wife long time ago. So while everybody thinking that his wife, played by Johnny Depp's hot daughter, they think she's going crazy, she's talking out of her head, but no, really, this is the keymaster and the gatekeeper, all right? So the whole movie is like, we got to get these two together. So imagine watching Ghostbusters, the keymaster and the gatekeeper, but it takes almost 2 hours to finally get them two in the same room. That's kind of what it felt like. I'm like, would you just get these two together? Because from her in the bed, moaning and screaming and orgasming, you know, in a very hot way. I ain't gonna lie, like she was like nothing for real. Like I ain't a couple of times I said, damn, that shit's kind of turning me on the way she's moaning like that. She was moaning like she was really into that shit, man. And so I'm like, yeah, we gotta get these two together. So he's lusting after her. She's trying to fight the temptation. And the thing is that he already done gotten them draws. Before she was even born, man, he already imprinted on her that he can't compete against that. And he's a vampire. This is so seductive, and you can't resist him. Nicholas Hoult couldn't stand a chance. And look, I'm gonna give you a spoiler here. There is a scene, y'all. There's a scene where she's going back and forth of, okay, I'm scared of him. I don't want him to come here. Like, please get rid of him. And then it's like, no, he's the best I ever had. You can never do for me what he does for me. And Nicholas Hoult said, what? Boy, he plastered ass against that chair, boy, and went to town. Who ain't better than me? So who's better than me? Yeah. So is this? It's yours. Ooh. Wasn't even enough, because guess what? She was still howling his name. So it was at that point in the movie where it became a comedy. I was laughing, and your boy Nosferatu, you know what I'm saying? Yo, all this shit that he did, all this, plotting on moving to this area and all this stuff, it made him seem like he was smarter than what he was, but he was actually a dumbass, because even he was simping. I said, listen here, she must have some good stuff. She must have some fire between them legs, boy, because he risked it all, knowing he was going to die. And come on, he know the sunlight going to kill him. Come on, it's Vampire 101. They can't stand the sunlight. He saw the sun coming up while he on top of her, and looks at the sun while he's got the blood dripping from the Steve Harvey. And he's like, so what? She's like, keep biting. He's like, I'm going to keep biting. I'm going to come on with it. Dies on top of her. Last shot of the movie is his skeletal, rotted body on top of hers that she did too. And Nicholas Hoult walks in and finds this dude on top of his wife and still is kissing his wife's hand. I say, you know what? I can't. I don't know what it is about these women that make us do this stupid shit. Like, the moment that I saw her go crazy and she went to acting a fool, I would have left her crazy ass alone. I said it out loud in the theater. I said, yo, leave her crazy ass alone. Okay, because evidently, even though she your wife, but her heart belonged to another dude, all right? Her heart belongs to somebody else. You cannot compete with that. Let Nosferatu have her, okay? Because he's going to die on top of her, all right? And if she happens to live, I feel like I got something in my mouth. And if she happens to live, I'm still going to die. I ain't going to mess with you, So that's why I say it's a cautionary tale. If you see the signs, even though that's your woman, but as soon as you see that somebody's imprinted on your woman, get out of Dodge. Because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how many flowers you bring, no matter how good you try to, if that other person got her heart, it's a wrap. And you can't compete with that, so just bow out gracefully and go to the next one. Be with the one that wants you. Stop going after the ones that you want, because 9 times out of 10, the one that you want don't want your ass back. Get with the one that wants you, even if you're not as attracted to them as the other one. But at least, damn it, you know that she has your heart, or you have her heart. That's it, and that's all. Nosferatu was a good enough movie where I can recommend. I can see it boring some people because I got bored a little bit. I even took like a old man nap, you know, but at least I didn't fall asleep like I did the Northman. Northman put me to sleep like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? This one here at least kept my interest because the story was somewhat compelling. I did like the performances, especially Willem Dafoe. I think Willem Dafoe was the only one that injected any kind of fun into this movie. Like, that's the thing too, man. As beautifully as this movie was shot, and there were some effective scare scenes, there were some jump scares that worked. I jumped a couple of times. Some effective vampire scenes, right? But this movie was like not entertaining at all. Like I said, it was just this really just grim, like murky, like there were times I felt in the theater like if I go like this, I could see my air. Like it was a cold chill in the theater, and I guess that's what he was going for. It was a cold chill. It was a very uncomfortable feel, and that was very effective. But I'm like, this stuff is boring. It's not entertaining. You know, when I do vampire movies, I always compare them to the vampire movies that I love, like Fright Night, Lost Boys, Fright Night 2, Salem's Lot. I thought was entertaining for what it was. But this movie, I'm like, damn, if only it could have been a little bit more entertaining, I would have gave it a higher grade. So with that being said, this was definitely a good watch. Wasn't a fan of the look of the vampire of Nosferatu, but still, you know, it was a good watch. It was a good watch. I did enjoy it. So with that being said, I would give this a B. Yeah, I would give it a B. You know, as far as production goes and all that technical shit, like, beautifully shot, man. Like, damn, Robert Eggers can direct a film. He can shoot a film. Like, Foggy London Town, that's all I kept thinking, man. But it just didn't, you know, I like walking out feeling something, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's a dumb movie, entertain me, make me feel something. Make me feel something. I walked out of here laughing almost because I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? This nigga risked it all for some cootie cat, you know. And hey, that's the story of mankind, right? I think the downfall of man's gonna be a woman. Goddamn. Anyways, have you seen the movie? Comment freely below. Let me know what you thought. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe, notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.